What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we're gonna be doing some front end work over here. So we actually have to get our radiator in place now. We did make modifications to it. So if you guys remember in the last video, that shroud that we built on it was sitting flat with like the fins. So air's coming through, it really had nowhere to go other than back or just slam into that shroud. So it doesn't really help for cooling. So we ended up elevating a little bit. So we'll show you guys here in a second. Here it is, guys. Give it a look. So it looks pretty similar to where we left off last time, but as you guys can see, we got some foam in here, and this is flame resistant, so shouldn't have any issues with I guess heat or anything like that. So the other thing that we did, as you guys can see, we took out the rivets, so we replaced those with screws and some nylon lock nuts, so that way they won't back out. We won't have any issues with that. And then it also allows us to keep the shroud elevated. If we were to use rivets again, this thing would probably just max it out or compress it as much as possible until that pops out. So whole thing is elevated now. It's pretty secured. Have yeah, so foam all the way around. So now the air itself won't hit this. Like,
are you okay?
yeah, seriously, guys, I am struggling today. But yeah, so the air will no longer hit the shroud. The idea is that it would get sucked into the fan since it's elevated now, and that should help out with cooling itself. So as we're gonna mount this, I think we have a pretty good idea of what we're gonna build the brackets off of. So we have these 3 nuts and the lower ones that we might back out again and have some sort of brackets coming off of those, so we have no movement at all. So maybe, I guess what I'm thinking is, Justin, let's drop it in. Let's see where we're at. Lungs. So look at that. Perfect. I think that radiator cap will clear. I think it'll be close, but we can take more off the top if we need to.
Yeah, looks pretty dang good.
We thought we were gonna get lucky and maybe not have to cut the headers, but we're obviously gonna have to do that. I just tried tucking it in here, and as you guys can see, it hits a radiator fan, so that's not gonna work. But if we cut these 2 inches off the headers, it should put the radiator or the turbo back a bit, and that would allow us to put the radiator just behind the headlight. So we gotta clear this little stepped area behind the headlight, and we should be okay. So that's about, what would you say, 1 inch? So should be good. You know, worst case scenario, we end up making new brackets. It's not like we're gonna hack anything else up.
Yeah, that's true.
So we just make new brackets. I say we do that. We tried to have it out, I guess, is it just tucked in here. We'll remove the turbo and then we'll have to cut the headers and go from there.
Yeah.
So that should be a cool looking setup though.
Yeah.
And then we can mount your condenser on the front side too, and then start figuring out the lines for that.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's do that then. Let's get this turbo removed, and we'll start making brackets for that.
Right.
Check it out, guys. Look at that, looking amazing, right? So we did have a few fitment issues with the initial bracket that we made. We had to twist and bend a couple things here and there, but overall looks good. So we are going to have to add the condenser on top of this, and what we're gonna do is place it at the topmost part of the radiator. So all of this, I guess these last five veins on the radiator are gonna be exposed. And the other thing that, I guess the reason why we're doing that is because, as you guys can see, look how close we're at from the bumper. It's almost protruding outside of the bumper. So we are gonna have our mesh, so you really won't see any of this. You'll still see it, but it'll clean things up a lot, and that way you won't see these large gaps in the bumper or anything. So what we are gonna do is finalize our top brackets. So we do have one in place right now. You guys probably can't see that. We're gonna get one more up there, and then we're gonna add our 2 lower brackets on the bottom, attach our condenser, and then we should be all set. So this is coming out pretty cool. I'm digging it. So we'll see where this gets us here in a couple minutes, and we'll give you guys another update. I usually don't know what I'm doing sometimes, but right now I think I know what I'm doing, guys. Check it out. I know it doesn't look stock, but it looks pretty damn clean if you ask me. So you guys can see we used plastic fasteners down here. Used this bumper What does this do? It holds the bumper in place, right?
Yeah, kind of like a guard.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It helps it from moving around the bottom end at least. So then use standard mounting locations that we had on the radiator before. As you guys can see, this is not going anywhere. So came out awesome. The next thing that I think we're gonna do now is go ahead. Should we put that condenser on? What do you think?
Well, we can. We gotta make brackets for it anyway.
So we just got the condenser mounted. We weren't too happy with this one, but we think it'll get better once we get the in and out, I guess, hoses and hard line connected to the condenser. So right now what happens is we get this side to side movement. So don't really like that, but hopefully once we get these connected, these will provide some sort of rigidity to the condenser itself. And yeah, so if that doesn't work, we have the original mounting points that we can use here and here. So we can use those, make some other brackets off of it, but we're not too worried about it. We're gonna send it. So I think it's pretty good, right?
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. Overall, the idea came out like legit, dude.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it looks awesome. We were like iffy about it at first. And
I say now we try it on the bumper, to be honest.
yeah, let's try it. Should fit pretty good, dude. Look at that. I think we do have to, like I was saying, Justin, we'll cut the rest of that foam off there. We'll cut it off here. The other thing that would help too is maybe if we use that thicker foam. That's what we should have stuffed back here.
Yeah,
we would probably still do it, and it would help things from shifting side to side.
Yeah,
it would put pressure on it on both sides equally.
I agree.
Maybe we should do that.
We could.
I mean, imagine that's not too bad here. How much of that stuff do we have?
A decent amount left. That's more than enough.
Oh yeah. Should we just use this?
If you want.
This might be better. And then it'll prevent it from moving side to side too. It'll have a lot of pressure on it. Let's do this. Let's switch this stuff out, and that way we know it's 100% solid. We don't have to worry about the lines like not holding it in place. And
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, what do you think?
That's a good idea.
And then now you have enough room too for your grill. Here, I'm not gonna put it on, but I'll share with you guys. This is what we're gonna use for my car, for the bumper that I have sitting over there. But we figured that we're gonna use it for Justin's car too. So it almost looks like stock, except for obviously the stock bumper I think has that upper lip where you lose about 3 or 4 inches at the top of opening or cooling. So this one's completely open. That's gonna look badass, dude. That covers a lot of stuff up too.
Yeah, I agree.
Check this out. This foam provided the girth we needed here. She's nice and sturdy now. Look at that. No more wobbling. And it's ready to go. So the other thing too that we were thinking is now that the sides are sealed off, so hopefully all that air only goes one direction, inwards, and not out the sides. So came out perfect. And that's pretty much a wrap, guys. So thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram, and we'll catch you guys next week.